Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylin and today I just wanted to talk about not overcomplicating your life because this is something I've been guilty of a lot in the past, and I'm kind of coming to realize that it's just a road to misery. Like, no good comes from overcomplicating your life, and I just think that you can't kind of intellectualize everything in life. And I think as somebody who enjoys studying and researching, and like I went to university and I studied philosophy for a while, I just always am looking for answers and overanalyzing things and thinking that that is somehow kind of the route to happiness. But I actually have found over the years that it's the complete opposite to that. This is my dog Potato, by the way. He is currently looking out the window for anything to bark at. Saying hi, Potato. And I think that like actually watching my dog existing makes me realize what life is actually about and what actually brings you joy, because he just looks happy whatever he's doing, and it could be the simplest things. Where are you going? I just find that having a head that's swimming with thoughts is not a good thing, and it might sound like it is, but sometimes like overthinking, it's not a virtue, and you might think that it is like it adds depth to you, but you're kind of just mentally torturing yourself when you're doing it all the time. And I just like to think back to when I was a kid, and not in a way where I'm thinking, oh, I had like a perfect childhood and I want to relive it, but more like thinking about the way I operated as a child. And if you do that and think like, did you overanalyze everything and like overcomplicate things, or did you just live through your senses and just be yourself? And I know as a child it's easier to do that because you haven't been kind of like influenced by life yet, and there aren't as many layers kind of placed on top of you of all your experiences. But I just think that returning to that state is more likely to kind of bring you contentment. It's just easier to be content whenever you're living in a simple way and you're not overcomplicating your existence. And yeah, like I will probably talk about this in future videos about why I stopped going to church and stuff, and why I kind of turned away from my Christian upbringing. And like, for some reason, like the Bible verse is popping into my head about, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's about how basically if you want to get into heaven, you have to be more like a child. And I sort of take that verse not because I am pushing like the Christian faith through my videos, but just because I sort of think of the Bible as like man-made guidelines for living. And I think that people, like just personally, I kind of believe people have put it together to give themselves like something solid to hold on to in life, and like an explanation for everything. And I sort of think of God, or my concept of God, as something much more like complex than that, where you can't just sum it up in a book. And I just think that I have struggled with the Bible a lot because I feel like it makes our experience too narrow, and I just find the rules and things too harsh and kind of set in stone. But I did think about that verse this morning when I was sort of thinking about this, and how you're probably closer to your true self when you're a child because you haven't kind of been tainted by the world and you haven't had as much like happen to you yet. But it's also like, I think a child's way of looking at the world kind of with wonder and curiosity and no agenda, it's closer to, my dog's snoring, he's happy. Like I think it's closer to what we kind of want to attain as adults, but because we overcomplicate things and think things through so much and obsess and analyze, it actually makes it hard for us to return to that state. And I think sometimes just kind of being yourself and not trying so hard and practicing kind of silencing your mind as well. It makes it easier for you to kind of access that again. And I've been trying really hard to kind of get out of my mind by doing things with my body, and I've been spending a lot of time doing yoga, walking, running, swimming, and I feel like the more I'm active, the more content I feel, because I'm not like overcomplicating everything and I'm just doing stuff. And I think that a lot of the most meaningful moments in my life have been when I've been sitting doing nothing, and there have been people that have really influenced me, and there's one in particular I can think of who I just liked to be in their company, and we would just sit for hours listening to music and just talking, and it just felt really memorable. And we weren't achieving anything. We weren't like, you couldn't have said today we did X, Y, and Z. It was more like we were just existing. But I think sometimes those are the moments you get the kind of breakthroughs about what life is really about. Yeah, so those were just some thoughts I was having today. And hi and welcome to my channel if you're new here, and thanks for watching, and yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.